Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, silence please. This is your host, UN Owen. You are charged with the following indictments. Edward George Armstrong, that you did upon the 14th day of March 1925 cause the death of Louisa Mary Cleese. Emily Caroline Brent, that upon the 5th of November 1931 you were responsible for the death of Beatrice Taylor. William Henry Blore, that you brought about the death of James Stephen Landor on October 10th, 1928. Vera Elizabeth Claythorne, that on the 11th day of August 1935 you killed Cyril Ogilvy Hamilton. Philip Lombard, that upon a date in February 1932 you were guilty of the death of 21 men, members of an East African tribe. John Gordon Mackenzie, that on the 4th of January 1917 you deliberately sent your wife's lover Arthur Richmond to his death. Anthony James Marston, that upon the 14th day of November last you were guilty of the murder of John and Lucy Combs. Thomas Rogers and Ethel Rogers, that on the 6th of May 1929 you brought about the death of Jennifer Brady. Lawrence John Wargrave, that upon the 10th day of June 1934 you were guilty of the murder of Edward Seaton. Prisoners at the bar, have you anything to say in your defense?
Doctor! I only fainted, Rogers. I'm sure she'll be fine. Narracott, you get my bag from my room? Yes, of course. Stout fellow, Marston, in a moment I'll want help to get her to her room. Of course. Behind the kitchen, is it, Rogers?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. You can use that door.
What in the blazes just happened? Was there a big accusation above the fireplace or something? This gramophone placed in the room just accused everyone. Wow. That is pretty awesome. So they're all
This could use a closer dangerous.
Look. Hello. Goodbye. Oh god, it's going to blow up!
I wonder what's recorded on this side. I won't do that.
Why?
That isn't going to help.
Yes, it is.
I see nothing remarkable.
Are you...
I can't take that apart.
Stupid? Okay. We can't do it yet, maybe. Yeah, that might be... Okay. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of people, all brought about the death of one or more people.
Mrs. Rogers needs my help. I'd best try to find Dr. Armstrong's medical bag and deliver it to him immediately.
It's upstairs in one of the rooms. Yeah. We were meant to do it. Yes. Let's just leave her there. No, don't talk to the butler.
Please, Narracott, I need my bag as soon as possible.
Are you sure? I don't know what a bag is, sir. Good thing we didn't loot it, I guess. That's true. We just looted everything else in the house. Could you walk up the stairs any more slowly? There we go. Which one was... He was one of the last ones we visited, wasn't he? Yeah. So he's either this one or the one to the left of it. Yeah, it's the one on the left. Yeah, go back out. There we go. Good thing I just happen to know where his room is. Not suspicious. Run back down and ask him which room, otherwise he's gonna know. Yes? Was it this one? Yeah! Yay! We did something right! Don't get used to that. Okay. Come on, double click, run, there's a woman's life at stake. Oh, but then the entire video will be clickety 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 click. Besides, it's funnier this way. It's like... Did you mean the big bag or the little bag on the side? Sorry, I didn't know which one. Oh, it's, no, servant's room. Oh wait, so this way? Yeah, through the kitchen. There we go. Or should we really be splitting up?
It's a rather ostentatious painting.
By all means, stop to critique the art. You're surrounded by people who have been accused of murder. One of them just passed out. You've no idea where anyone is. This painting is rather ostentatious. I disagree with the use of magenta in this painting. Oh, in any case, if this follows the book fairly closely, then people should be dying very soon. Marvellous! Well, yeah, they all just heard murder charges against each other. I wonder what the plan was. I guess the whole plan is lock them in a house, accuse them all of murder, and then they start killing each other. Then you go and pick off the... Oh dear, she's dead.
Perhaps we can talk later. For now, I must see to my patient.
Do you want your bag or what?
Yeah. Have a bag.
But it looks like you've already got one lying on the bed. Ah! Oh dear.
I am in your debt.
It's a painting of a flower. Looks like a water
I think you'll
lily.
find that's a lotus.
Why are you still here, Mr. Narracott?
You're talking to me, Mr. Narracott. You know I don't give a damn about paintings.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I must go play snooker.
That's probably a good idea. I think we need to find ourselves a weapon.
Sorry.
Defend ourselves against all these nasty criminals who we've been stealing from for the last 2 hours.
In all fairness...
It won't help my brother if I'm drowned in the storm.
But how would you do that?
The rain, it's coming down in solid lumps.
No.
This is just... But the house is essentially underwater.
This 3 meter block of water landed around me. Curse you, UN Owen! You planned this from the start!
He manipulated the weather. These plates are very clean. I'm pretty sure no one's cleaned up yet. Why is the table still set? Oh, sorry. No.
Very efficient servants.
I shouldn't question logic.
Actually, you should. This is a murder mystery.
Oh, that's right.
Actually, I should probably go into the lounge. Oops.
Yeah, there we go.
Now, Rogers, tell us about that extraordinary voice.
Sounded dashing.
It was Mr. Owen, sir. In his letter, he wrote to me to put it on the gramophone once you were all settled in here after dinner.
That was Mr. Owen's voice?
You doubt that it was?
No. I thought I recognized it. I'm sure I'm mistaken.
A disgraceful practical joke.
You think it was a joke?
What else could it be?
I will need to hear more evidence before offering an opinion.
Whee!
Mr. Marston and I carried Mrs. Rogers to her room. I gave her a mild sedative.
In the form
His
of a
resting
knife in
comfort.
the throat.
Whoever it was on that recording, that person knows or has taken the trouble to find out a good deal about us all. He was correct about Seaton. I presided at the trial, but all I did was execute a guilty man.
I remember the case. As I recall, there was some talk.
Happily, guilt and innocence are decided by those of us qualified to make a judgment, not by gossip. Of course, there is one omission in that recording. Mr. Narracott, of course. Although to hear Mr. Blore tell it, he might have earned a place on that list had Mr. Owen been so inclined.
I really don't want to be judged by a room full of murderers, thank you.
Now then, has your tongue loosened that your snooker game is over?
Oh, we have choices. Marvellous. Yes.
What was the gossip concerning the Seaton case? I'm not one to spread gossip to just anyone about a man as distinguished as Justice Wargrave. If I were certain about it, perhaps. But I'm not.
Good evening, Doctor.
Good evening, Doctor.
Dr. Armstrong.
Oh, this is going to go well.
Yeah.
Any truth to the accusation against you? It's a matter of interpretation, you understand.
Oh.
But I'd have to say, yes.
Yeah, tell me how it happened.
Will you tell me how it happened?
Elderly woman. Poor devil. I'd been up all night with an emergency case. My nerves were shot, hands shaking. But I had to operate. I had to try and save her. I had a pick-me-up or two to steady myself, but I bungled it. It wasn't the drink, I swear. It was an accident. Could have happened to anyone in my profession.
Well, at least he's
What
honest.
brought you here to Shipwreck Island? Owen sent me a note, asking me to have a look at his wife, who's been suffering from arthritis and muscle spasms. That is all for now, Dr. Armstrong.
Well, there you go.
I don't believe a damn word you say, Mr. Armstrong.
I believe because we didn't loot his case, we actually made the right choice. Because then he'd be like, wait, where's the sedative? In order to, like, help her out, we probably would have been uncovered, and then he would never have revealed anything to us.
Yeah, well, he still didn't. I think maybe we
No, he revealed his own motive. Do you really think he'd talk about, like, his own guilt?
It's gossip. Maybe if he lost the snooker, then he'd be in a bad mood and he'd tell us all.
You have to play snooker against the culprit to win.
Okay.
Let's talk to you.
Hello, chappie. What brought you here?
What brought you here to Shipwreck Island? Got a wire from a pal of mine, Badger Barkley. Surprised me at the time because I had an idea the old horse had gone to Norway. Told me to roll up here.
Wait, so
They see me rolling.
Badger Barkley's a real name?
Any truth to the accusation against you? The name sounded vaguely familiar. I expect it will come.
I've killed so
Believe me,
many,
Mr.
you know.
Marston.
It's damn hard to keep track.
Any truth to the accusation against you?
It's true we were the only ones there the night Miss Brady died. But she was always in poor health. Always. From the time we came to her.
With a machete.
Will you tell me how it happened?
There was a storm, as fierce as the one brewing outside right now when she was taken bad. The telephone was out of order. I went for the doctor on foot, but he got there too late.
Were you mentioned in the will?
Barely. Certainly not what we were led to believe. She was just saying it, you see, to ensure our devotion to her. Beg pardon. I'm not sure what came over me just then. The strain of tonight, I expect, and worry over Mrs. Rogers, of course.
Guilty!
Even though we already know.
What brought you here to Shipwreck Island?
We expected to finally meet Mr. and Mrs. Owen today. Ethel didn't want to take the job, but I insisted. I'm beginning to wish I'd listened to
We're
her.
probably going to
Very
jail
kind
now.
of you to give me your time, Mr. Rogers.
Okay, I want to talk to the grumpy woman on the sofa.
Is it
Go around the other way? Oh no, can we? Can we not? No, dear. Oh, there we go. Yes. Yes. Ha ha ha.
Any truth to the accusation against
Oh, we
you?
already talked to him.
I
Oh,
remember
no.
Seaton perfectly well. Playwright, charged with the murder of a chorus girl. He was found guilty, hung himself in his cell 3 days later, saved the Crown the expense of doing it for him.
Yes, the cost
I
of broke
appreciate your
nowadays
candor,
is
Judge.
abysmal.
Indeed.
Miss Scarlet.
Any truth to the accusation against you?
About that child, Cyril Hamilton. I was nursery governess to him.
He threw cereal on my dress.
Will you tell me how it happened?
I'd like to tell you. Cyril was forbidden to swim out far. One day, my attention was distracted. I couldn't get there in time. It was awful. But it wasn't my fault. At the inquest, the coroner exonerated me. Oh, and his mother. She was so kind. If she didn't blame me, why should this awful thing be said?
Are you sure you're telling me everything?
I'm telling you all I'm going to, Mr. Narracott.
You're not at all suspicious.
dear.
By the way, tell me more.
What brought you here to Shipwreck Island?
I was engaged through the Skilled Women's Agency to be Mrs. Owen's personal secretary for the remainder of the summer. Then I hope to return to teaching.
Thank you for your time, Miss Clayton.
Wonderful.
It's that time of the century where skilled women need a society.
Any truth to the accusation against you?
Fellow got hold of a detestable rumor, nothing more. Arthur Richmond was one of my officers. I sent him on a reconnaissance, he was killed. Natural course of events in wartime.
I am indebted to you for your help, General Mackenzie.
Send him into reconnaissance in the middle of a bombing run?
Oh dear.
Oh.
Interesting history Shipwreck Island has. I'd studied up on it before I came down. What are the names of those two people I'm accused of killing? John and Lucy Combs. I made a note of it. Must have been a couple of kids I ran over near Cambridge. Beastly bad luck.
For them or for you?
Well, I was thinking for me, but of course you're right, sir. It was damned bad luck on them. Of course it was a pure accident. They rushed out of some cottage or other. Beastly news.
Whatever it is peasants live in.
English roads are hopeless, of course. Can't get up a decent pace on them. Well, anyway, it wasn't my fault.
Can we kill him?
Your wish is Christie's command.
Oh, wow. Christy, thank you. Poison in the brandy? Pretty
Oh,
please?
yes.
Oh yeah, here we go. Karma! That's what you get for having poorly animated hands.
Yes!
This man is dead.
Oh no, whatever shall we do without him?
I love this. This is wonderful.
Doctor, do you want to turn around? Corpse.